Hey, Netflix got us here with my thoughts on The Final Destination. Now, this wasn't technically a movie that was in my Netflix queue, it was in my sister's queue, but I watched it and it was good. I've seen all the other Final Destination movies. How could I not see The Final Destination? So that was one of the reasons I felt compelled to watch it. But I enjoyed it. I love horror movies, and the thing with the Final Destination movies, anyway, are you just want to see what the deaths are going to be. That's the only reason to look at them. This one had some doozies. Really good. Okay, so the main gist of this one, anyway, the initial death is at a racetrack. And so there were four friends: Nick, Lori, Janet, and Hunt. So Nick and Lori are going together, and Janet and Hunt are going together. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Okay, so what happens? They're at the racetrack, and the star of the movie was Nick. And so Nick is the one that has the premonition of what's going to happen. And it was a good one. It was a really good premonition. There's an accident at the track, and the cars are just spinning out of control and flying up into the stands. In combination with the track is really, really old, so when the cars start flying up into the stands, there's not just a crash of the car. The crash of the car causes the entire stadium to basically like start to collapse. So there's this huge catastrophic accident of Nick and his friends, and then all of the people that are sitting in the area around them. So it was about four extra peripheral stories of deaths that went with, the deaths of Nick and his friends. So, the way it always is. Because, of course, you need some more people to die besides the main characters. So, Nick sees this vision, starts freaking out, starts yelling about there's going to be an accident. And, of course, like always, the people around him start like, dude, that's not cool. You need to chill out. He's freaking out so much. He's like, come on, we got to go. He leaves. He starts to leave, and actually there's a fight, and so because of him freaking out, a fight ensues. And so throughout that fight and what happens with the fight, Nick and all of his friends plus a few of the people that are sitting around him get up and run out the stadium. So when that happens, of course, include the security guard. They're all standing around out front, blah blah blah. This guy's jerking off, blah 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 blah. The crash starts inside. And so then the movie really gets started. So there were some really good deaths. That's horrible to say, but there were. The effects were great. It didn't look cheaply made, at least not to me. I really enjoyed it. There were a couple. No, that's not true. There was one death that I have heard of before. You kind of had seen coming, but then they also had a few original ones, which was nice, and which is hard to do after. I'm convinced that this is the fourth movie. I feel like it is, but maybe it's not. Yeah, one, two. I don't know. I should know. I've seen them all. But it was good. I enjoyed it, especially if you like horror movies. You're gonna like this. It wasn't one of those ones where you're like, it was good. So if you like horror movies, if you've seen all the other Final Destination movies, you gotta see this one. Now, the one thing that was kind of off-putting in watching it on video, I want to say later, but not seeing it in the theater is what I should say. It was in 3D. So when it started, all this stuff, especially when they were at the racetrack, things kept flying to the screen. And I was like, wait a minute, what? Was this supposed to be in 3D? And it was. So I'm pretty sure there were a couple of DVD versions that you could buy that gave you glasses. Of course, getting this in Netflix, you just get the DVD. But, I liked it. I really did. I'm waiting on the final, giant Final Destination set so I can get all the movies together, because I think there were three, and then they stuck this last one. So I need all of the movies together. So I'm waiting on that, and I will definitely be purchasing it because I do like these movies. They're the once a year, watch them in October for your horror fest type of movie. So if you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. I think you'll have a good time. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.